also see the causes of conflict in our homes. Then for next week, we'll be looking at the foolish things or some foolish things people do when there's a conflict in their homes. We'll also see how to handle or resolve conflict in our homes, and also how to stop conflict entirely, how to put conflict to an end in our marriages. So that will be for next week. Don't miss next week for anything, for any reason. Ensure you watch today's video and also that of next week, so you get full message of conflict in marriage. So for today, we'll be looking at the meaning of conflict in marriage. When you hear the word conflict, what is it that comes to your mind? The first thing that should come to your mind when you hear the word conflict is friction. For conflict is a form of friction in marriage. And when you hear the word friction, it means to collide. I want you to look at my hands again. It means to collide. Friction means the rubbing against each other. When you rub something or when something collides against each other, it doesn't mean war. It only means friction. So conflict is a form of friction that occurs in our home. It's a form of disagreement, a form of discord, a form of misunderstanding. I did not say fighting. I did not say war. Conflict does not mean war. It means disagreement, misunderstanding, disunity, discord that may arise in our homes. And it arises because we have different beliefs. When our beliefs, when our needs, when our wants, when our expectations are different, when they are different, it may tend to cause resentment. It may tend to cause resentment amongst couples. So, disagreement that occurs among couples when our needs are different or when our needs are not acceptable. When we don't accept each other's needs at a particular time, there may be conflict, and we tend to resist or resent each other instead of becoming more intimate. If conflict is not well handled, instead of becoming more intimate, it may just separate or further tear couples apart. I want you to also know that conflict exists in every form of human relationship. Every form of human relationship. As long as you have human beings, there must be conflict. It occurs between parents and children. Parents and children, there's a level of disagreement or level of disunity. It's among parents and children, even among siblings. Among siblings, conflict exists. When you see brothers and sisters having disagreement, having misunderstanding, it also occurs among colleagues, in your working place, among friends. Conflict also occurs among friends. No matter how close you are with a friend, there are times you have misunderstanding. There are times you have disunity. There are times you just have some disagreements among your friends. It's possible. It exists among your friends. It could also exist in intimate relationship like marriage. So it occurs everywhere. As long as you have two human beings present in a place, there's every possibility for conflict in that relationship. Even among happy couples, no matter how happy a couple they appear to be, there are times they will have disagreement. I am telling you. There are times they will have disagreement. There are times they will have disunity. No matter how happy they are. But the difference is the ability to handle that differences. That's what makes all the difference. The ability to resolve these differences that exist among husband and wife. That's what makes all the difference. It makes all the difference when you are able to resolve the differences that exist between you. Among happy couples, when there's a conflict among happy couples, the difference is they are able to make a positive or constructive use of this conflict to build a greater bond. That's the difference. But when conflicts arise among distressed couples, couples who don't love themselves in the first place, when there's a conflict, it becomes something else. They begin to tear each other apart. When couples don't love themselves and there's a conflict, they begin to tear each other apart. They begin to focus on themselves instead of focusing on the problem. So among happy couples, when there's a conflict, they both will look at the problem. They will focus on the problem. They will call the problem and focus on it and try to resolve or solve that problem. But when there's a conflict among distressed couples who are not happy in the first place, they don't even love themselves again, then there's a problem. They focus on themselves, begin to call themselves names. It can even degenerate into fighting. It can degenerate into a full war in the home. So you need to learn how to manage conflicts in your homes. I want us to look at some facts about conflict, the things you need to know about conflict in your home, conflict in marriage. Let's quickly see some facts about conflict. The first thing you need to know about conflict is that conflict is a state of argument, is a state of disagreement, is a state of misunderstanding, is a state of differences. It is not war. Conflict is not war. It is not, we are not fighting. We are not fighting. We should not be throwing blows. No. It is not a war zone. It is not a warfare. No, it's only a misunderstanding. I want you to bear that in mind. If you're going through conflict in your home as we speak, your husband is not the problem. Your wife is not a problem. We have to call the problem the problem. So conflict is a state of argument. It's a state of disagreement. It is not war. The second thing we need to know about conflict is that it is a situation where people want different things. Different people want different things in the home. So it is not a state of war. We are not quarreling. Your husband, as a husband, you are not quarreling with your wife. No, it's just a state where different people want different things. For example, as a husband, you may want to say, you tell your wife, like, honey, I think we need to get a car or to buy a car in our home. And you, as a husband, you will tell your wife, I want a Mercedes-Benz car and I want a color red car. That's what you want. But your wife, on the other hand, may tell you, honey, I don't want a Mercedes-Benz car. I think I want a Toyota Corolla car. That's what she wants, a Toyota Corolla car. And she wants a color black. She wants a color black of that car. Different people wanting different things. That's conflict. We're not quarreling. It is not even wrong for you to want a color black car. It is not also wrong for her or you to want a color red and for her to want a color black. It's not wrong. That's what you want. But the ability to reconcile the differences and be on the same page, that's what you need. In many homes, that little difference may degenerate into something else. It may just escalate into a full-blown war if it is not well managed. Another example may be for the man. The man may say, honey, I think I want our children to be in a boarding house. That's what he wants as a man. And the wife, on the other hand, may say, God forbid, I don't like the idea of boarding house. There's a difference. The couples are happy. They are happy couples, but now there is a difference. How do you handle that difference? The woman doesn't want a boarding house for the children, but the man wants a boarding house for their children. So they have to sit down. You have to come to that point where you have to learn how to sit down as husband and wife to resolve your differences. So conflict is not war. You only want different things as husband or as couples. I also want you to know that conflict happens in every home. Yes, it does. It happens in every home. Conflict does not mean war. It happens in every home. If you are single, don't ever have the mind that, oh, my home will be so rosy, rosy, rosy. We'll just love each other every day. We'll be holding hands. We'll be hugging. We'll be kissing ourselves. No. There will be some time where you have to face real life situation, where you have to have differences. There will be that time where there will be differences. Why? Because you are coming from different backgrounds. You are two different individuals. As a husband, you are different from your wife. There's a way you reason that is different from the way your wife reasons. It's normal, it's natural. So conflict is not war. You have different backgrounds, or you are coming from different backgrounds. You have different perspectives to life. So definitely you have different way you reason. So you will come to that. There will always be that point where you have differences in about what you want. So conflict happens in every home, but the ability to reconcile these differences makes your home a happy home. It's just like telling you as a pilot, or telling a pilot there will be no storm in the air. That's not true. That can't be true. As a pilot, you would definitely encounter storms in the air. But the ability for you to navigate through these storms makes you an experienced pilot. So you as a couple or intending couple, there will be conflict in your home. But your ability to navigate through this conflict makes you experienced. I also want you to know the next fact about conflict is that it can make or it can mar your marriage. Conflict can either break your home or build your home. You have to know these facts about conflict. It can break your home. It can also build your home depending on the way you handle your conflict. Conflict is not bad until it is wrongly handled. It is not bad until you handle it wrongly. And when conflict is handled quickly, then your marriage is safe. When you handle conflict quickly, then your marriage is safe. But at times you have couples who want to delay. They want to keep the malice. They want to elongate the problem. Then from one issue, it begins to degenerate to another issue, and there will be problem in your home. I also want you to know that conflict can be expressed without destructive hostility. You can express your feeling of dislike about something to your spouse without being hostile, without making the home a war zone, without making the home a war front. You can express conflict without destructive hostility. Conflict can also be used to polish your relationship. Yes, it can be used to polish your relationship, because when you know what your wife wants, when you know what your husband likes, their likes and dislikes, it can help you build a more stronger bond between yourself. I also want you to know another fact about conflict is that conflict will reveal your true self. Yes, it will. It will reveal who you are. No matter how happy you are now, during courtship, even if you have your courtship for 10 years, if you dated each other for 10 years, when you finally get married to that man, it will reveal your true self. When there's a conflict, we will know those who are not matured. Yes, of course. We will know the husband that is acting like a boy. No matter how old he is, there are some persons in marriage, you see the man acting, talking, acting very childish. And you're like, are you not a man? Are you not a matured man? No. Conflict will reveal who you are. Whether you are immature, whether you are impatient, whether you are selfish, it will reveal who you are. Whether you are a proud person, conflict will reveal who you are. Whether you are an emotional person, whether you are a stingy person. We've seen this video they call it prank videos, where you see a man who wants to test who the wife or the wife to be, who they truly are. And you see them, they will fail woefully. You see a man will act like he's poor, I'm sure you've seen those videos. The man will act like he's poor, whereas he's a wealthy person. He wants to just see the true nature of the wife. If the woman is sympathetic, if the woman is stingy or wicked. And many times we see people fall for these videos. They've revealed themselves, this true nature of selfishness inside of them. So conflict is there to reveal who you truly are. Conflict can be resolved. Of course it can. It's not a war. We're not fighting. It can be resolved. If you remove selfishness or bitterness, it can be resolved. And I also want you to know another fact about conflict is that love and submission will destroy the stronghold of every conflict. Yes, love and submission will destroy the stronghold. Do you hear what I said? No matter how intense, no matter how strong the conflict in your home is presently, if you are a man and you truly love your wife, that stronghold of conflict will be broken. Yes, it will. Then if you're a woman and you are truly submissive, you truly respect your husband, that submission will destroy the stronghold of every kind of conflict, no matter how intense it may appear. When there is love, when there is submission, it will destroy the stronghold of every conflict in your home. I also want you to know that in resolving conflict, there should be no victor or vanquished principle. Don't apply the principle of no victor, no vanquish in resolving conflict in your home. If you are a husband and you want to hold on to your opinion, there's no trophy. Nobody gives you a certificate if you win the argument. Yes, you as a wife, if you win that argument, there's no certificate, there's no trophy. So please, there's no victor in any conflict in your home. So please don't hold on to the argument. I must be the one who will win this argument. At times, you learn to shift ground. Learn to shift grounds. Come to a compromise. There's no victor, there's no vanquish in marriage. Marriage is teamwork. We're a team, we're teammates. A win for one, it should be a win for all. And finally, the last fact for you to know about conflict in your home is that the only person who enjoys conflict in marriage is the devil. I want you to know that. When there's a conflict in your home, the only person who is so excited, the only person who wants that conflict to escalate into a full-blown war, the only person who wants that conflict to escalate into fighting is the devil. No doubt and no peace today. You as a man, you are losing. You're on the losing end because there will be no peace. There will be no peace. As a person, you don't have peace. You cannot come home and be happy. Your happiness is gone. You as a woman, when there's a conflict in your home, you are also not happy. You are the one losing. I am telling you. You are the one losing. When there's fighting, when there's anarchy, when there's confusion in your home as a woman and as also a man, you are losing. You are both on the losing end. You are losing. You are losing. The only person who is excited, the only person who wants that conflict to even degenerate into a divorce is the devil. So please, nobody is gaining anything when there's a conflict, only the devil. So we'll go right ahead to see some causes of conflict in marriage. What are those things that will trigger conflicts in your home? What are those things that have the capacity or the potential to escalate conflict or to trigger conflict in your home? I have quite a number of them on my list today. We'll just run through them and we'll wrap up today's topic. Causes of conflict in your home. The first is wrong association. Wrong association. When you keep company of people who are not happy or who don't like the idea of marriage, there'll be a problem in your home. When all your friends are people who don't like marriage, people who hate marriage, People who hate the opposite sex. They tell you men are scam. They tell you marriage is a scam. They don't like marriage and they are your friends. There'll be a problem in your home. Sooner or later, you begin to become toxic. You become a difficult person. You will become a difficult spouse because you are keeping company of people who don't like marriage. If all your friends are people who are divorced, sooner or later, you begin to have the same, you begin to see through their lens also. You begin to reason like them. You begin to reason alike. If you have a friend who don't like your spouse, that person is a wrong friend. Yes, if you are a woman and all your friends don't like your husband, they are the wrongest kind of friends to keep. I'm telling you, when they come around and they want to tell you your husband is this, your husband is that, before you know what's happening, you will begin to find fault in that man that you once loved. So please watch your company. Watch your company. The next cause of conflict in marriage is wrong mentality. Wrong mentality. People who have the wrong mindset about marriage, the wrong mindset about marriage, they would definitely be wrong spouses. If you are a woman and you have made up your mind, in your mind, that I will not submit to a man, you will be a difficult spouse. I'm telling you, you will be a difficult spouse. So I don't know the kind of mindset you have about marriage, the kind of mindset you have about submission. There are some persons who they have made up their mind when they were single. They have made up their mind that I can never submit to a man. If you're that kind of person, if you are single and you're listening to me right now, and you have made up your mind that I can never submit to any man, please, marriage is not for you. Oh, I am telling you, marriage is not for you. If you're the kind of person who from the onset as a single, you have made up your mind that as I'm entering this marriage, my mother-in-law is in soup. You have made up your mind. That's the wrong mindset. You are taken into marriage. There will be problem because your mindset will definitely affect your character. Your mindset will affect your character, your attitude. You are coming in with the wrong mindset, so definitely your character will be bad. Your character will be bad. So if you have a wrong mindset as a single or even a married person listening to me right now, it is not late. You can work on those mindsets. You can knock off those wrong mindset inside you right now. Knock them off. Those wrong mindset about marriage that you have, about in-laws, about submission, about love. You as a man, you see women as slaves. That's the mindset you have. You see yourself as the box that should be served. It's a wrong mindset. If you bring in that kind of mindset to marriage, you will be a difficult person. Your marriage will definitely be bad because it's a saying that when the fountain is bad, the water coming from that fountain will definitely be bad. When the fountain is bad, and what's the fountain? Your mind. Your fountain is your mind. The headquarter of any marriage is the mind. When the mind is bad, that marriage will be bad. So if you have a wrong heart as we speak, begin to work on it. Begin to change those wrong mindset or perspective you have about marriage for you to have a peaceful, successful home. The next cause of conflict in marriage is third-party interference. Third-party interference. This one will always destroy marriage any day, anytime. When your friends are the ones ruling in your home, when your friends are the ones controlling your home, when your parents, your friends are the ones controlling your home, there will be problem. When you have little issues and you take those issues to your parents, if you're a woman and you take issues you have in your home to your parents or to your siblings, I want you to know that your parents will always be biased. Of course they will. They will always be biased. They will always want to be on your side. They want to be emotional. As a woman, you say, Mommy, my husband beats me. My husband did this to me. She will always tell you, pack her from that home. Go and pack your things and leave that home and leave that stupid man. They'll be biased. The best person to grown to when you have an issue is to meet a counselor, a professional counselor that will counsel you rightly, that will counsel you professionally. That's the person to meet, and not your parents, not your friends, because they will always tell you, or they will only tell you the things that they know, and at times they may advise you wrongly. The next cause of conflict in your marriage is drunkenness. Drunkenness, or the use of drugs. When you as a man, you are exposed to drugs, you are under the influence of alcohol, you are indulging in alcoholism, you will always be a bad person. It will always increase conflict in your home. You will always behave abnormally. After drinking, or you are drunk, you will not be thinking straight. You will not be thinking correctly. You will not be talking. You always be acting abnormally. You always act like a psychiatric patient. I'm telling you, when you are drunk, under the influence of drugs or the influence of alcohol, you will always act like a psychiatric person. You will not think right. You will not act right. You will not also talk rightly. The next cause of conflict in our homes is pride. Pride is another killer of marriage. When pride exists in your home, the man as a husband will be cocky. The man will be cocky. The man will act as a very bad leader. When a husband is proud, that man will be very cocky, very bossy. We want to act like an emperor. We want to act like a leader, like a boss in the home. And he will see himself as the ogag patak of that home. And every other person must worship him. If you're a man and you are proud, you will not apologize even when you are wrong. You will not want to apologize. And you will tell your mind, like, apologize to who? Who am I saying sorry to? My wife? The one I paid bride price on her head? I should tell her sorry? There is a problem. There will be serious problem in your home if you are a proud person. If you are a wife and you are listening to me and you are also proud, there's pride within you. You will also not respect your husband. Oh, yes, you will not respect your husband. You don't want to submit. You will not honor that man. Probably you are higher in your degree, or you earn more than the man, and you're a woman. You will not want to respect that man. So please, if there's any trace of pride in your home, work on it right now as we speak. Otherwise, you don't even need the devil to come and destroy your home. You don't need the devil to destroy a home where there's pride. That home is already destroyed. Oh, yes. Where there's pride, the home is already destroyed from the beginning. From the beginning, it's already destroyed, because nobody wants to bend. And everybody wants to stand, or want their opinion to count. And there's a problem already in the home. The next cause of conflict in your home is anger. Oh, anger escalates conflict in homes. Anger escalates conflict in homes. The emotion of anger, everybody has anger. But the ability to control yourself when you're angry, that makes you a disciplined person. Everybody has anger. But at times you have people who can't control themselves. Even the Bible admonishes us to be angry, but sin not. So when you are angry, what do you do? That's the big question. That's the big question. When you are angry as a person, what do you do? If you're a man and you are angry, it will definitely lead to violence. It will lead to violence. You want to hit your wife. You want to do something destructive when you are angry. You as a woman, I'm asking you, if you're angry, what do you do? Oh, I'm asking you that question. I'm sure you can. You are the only person who can answer me. You are the only person who can answer this question correctly. When you are angry as a woman, what do you do? Do you pull down the television? Do you scatter everything in the home? You are breaking bottle, you are breaking plates, you are destroying, pushing, smashing phones. Is that what you do when you're angry? And when that anger rolls off, when the anger is over, you begin to regret. Of course, yes. You begin to regret. You begin to regret. You begin to regret, because who wants to change? Who want to begin to fix those things that you have destroyed? Anger escalates conflict in our homes. Anger will definitely lead to bitterness. It will lead to resentment. It will lead to malice. Malice. You see couples who will not talk to each other, who are not in talking terms for weeks, for months. You see husband and wife not in talking terms for weeks, for months, for days. They are not in talking terms, all because of anger. That home is just a step away to being destroyed. Anger is a killer in homes. It will lead to resentment. It will lead to sadness. It will lead to sorrow. You are not happy. It will kill the joy in your home. So if you are listening to me right now and you have anger, you need to work on it. Otherwise, it will destroy your marriage. It will destroy your marriage. No marriage can thrive where there is anger. Oh no, it cannot happen. When there is anger, your home cannot survive. The next is stubbornness. Stubbornness is another cause of conflict in marriages today. Stubbornness, where one party is difficult. Where one partner is difficult. They are unbending. They are unyielding. They are uncompromising. They are not broken. It can be hell to live with a stubborn partner. Oh, I'm telling you. I've seen stubborn men. I've also seen stubborn women. It can be hell to live under the same roof with a stubborn partner. When the partner wants it his way, he's ruling like a military personnel in the home. That home is hell already. Is hell. You don't even need to go to hellfire. That home is hellfire already, where the man is unbending. He doesn't want to consider anybody. It's only his opinion that will count. That home is already destroyed. It's already destroyed because there can't be intimacy. There can't be unity. There cannot be unity in that kind of home. So please, if you're listening to me as I'm speaking right now and you are a stubborn person, there's nothing your wife will tell you that is meaningful. There's nothing your wife will tell you that is sensible. No, it is only you who have the sense in the house. As a man, you are the only wise person in your home. There will be problem in that home. I'm telling you, there will be serious problem in your home. You will be a difficult partner. You will be a difficult partner. When you are stubborn, you are unbending. You are like a concrete pole. Have you seen a concrete pole before? You're like a concrete pole that will not shift ground. I want you to know that marriage is teamwork. It's called a union. It's teamwork. It's teamwork where you sit down like teammates. You sit down and discuss like teammates, and you are always looking out for the best interest of the home. I want you to know that in marriage, we are looking out for the best interest of the home. It is not about you. Marriage is not about you as the man. It's also not about you as the woman. Know this today and know peace. So it is not about your points or your ideas. No, it's about what will move this family forward. That is what it should be. What is it that will move us forward? So if you are the one who, as a man, you have the better opinion or the better interest, or your points are more valid, that will move the family to a better ground, then we'll all move. If as a woman, your points are more valid, they are more valid for the interest of the home. I want you to know as a man, it is for the interest of the home. It is not about title. It's not about I'm the man here, so it's what I say that must work out. No, you take orders from me. No. That's not what marriage is all about. It is for the best interest of the home. Who has the better argument? Who has the better point, the more valid point that will move us forward? We will all flow towards that direction. The next killer of marriage, The next causes of conflict in our homes is the perfectionist spirit. The perfectionist spirit. I want you to know that every human, we have different personality traits. We have different temperaments. We have different temperaments. There's the choleric, there's the sanguine, there's the melancholy, and there's also the phlegmatic. This melancholic set of persons, they are called the perfect melancholists. They are perfectionists. They want to keep something here and return back to meet what was kept exactly where it was kept. Are you that kind of person? You have to drop that spirit because there will be a problem in your home. If you're the kind of spouse who wants the clothes to be here, the clothes must be here, the shoes must be here, the toothpaste must be pressed from the bottom. Are you that kind of spouse? There'll be serious problem in your home. It's good to be perfect. It's good to be disciplined. But if you take that perfectionist spirit to the extreme, then there'll be problem because you will always get irritated. You will always get irritated. It is called the do it my way or no peace tendency. It is either my way or there's no peace in this house. Is that who you are? Is that who you are? You're listening to me right now. Do you have that perfectionist spirit? The do it my way or there's no peace in this house? If you are that kind of spouse, you need to begin to have a rethink. Oh my goodness. You need to have a rethink. Otherwise, there will be no peace in your home. If you are a woman and you are not bending, you cannot compromise, you cannot shift grounds, there will be a problem. Oh, serious problem in your home. If you're a man and you are not ready to shift grounds, there will be serious problem in your home. So at times, you learn to shift grounds. You learn to compromise for the peace, for the betterment of your marriage. The next cause of conflict in your marriage is the spirit of vengeance. The spirit of vengeance. With the spirit of vengeance in any marriage, conflict will be endless. When there's a spirit of vengeance in your home, you want to always retaliate. That's what vengeance means. To always retaliate. For you, your policy is an eye for an eye. If you are that kind of person, marriage is not for you. Oh, I'm telling you. If you are that kind of person, that your policy or your principle is an eye for an eye. That's the Moses law. Marriage is not for you, I'm telling you. It's not for you. It's not for you because there will be offenses in marriage. And if at every point you want to retaliate, then conflict will be endless in your home. There will be this crazy cycle. Like your husband does something, you want to hurt him the more. Your wife does something, you want to hurt her the more. Then you keep hurting each other the more, you keep hurting yourselves the more, until your marriage is finally destroyed. Yeah. Until your marriage is finally destroyed. So please, learn to forgive. That's my next point. Failure to forgive and forget is also a major cause of conflict in many homes. Failure to forgive and forget. There are so many spouses out there. They have, I want to call them a wicked kind of person. They have a kind of reprobate heart. The kind of heart the Bible described that is sealed or snared with hot iron. They will keep record of offenses for years. They even have a diary. They have a diary of wrongs. Diary of wrongs with dates well spelled out. 14th of February 2022. You did this. You repeated it July 22nd. You repeated it again. 5 p.m. Oh my goodness, there are some persons who are perfect examples of people who keep record of wrongs. It will kill your marriage. When you keep record of wrongs, when you dwell on past offenses, there will be problem in your home. There will always be conflict in your home. I want you to know that the act of forgiveness in marriage is the real act of marriage. Oh, know that today. The act of forgiveness in marriage is the real act in marriage. Forgiveness in marriage is the real act. It's a big deal when it comes to marriage. If you are a kind of person who cannot forgive, then marriage is not for you. Are you a single listening to me right now? If you cannot forgive, or if you don't know how to forgive, then please don't branch into marriage. Oh, don't. Don't branch into marriage, because in the school of marriage, offenses must come. Take note of the word must. And at times I will always say it's not intentional, or they may not be intentional, because nobody will want to offend you intentionally. Oh no. But it must come. It must come. Offenses must come. Misunderstanding must come. Your spouse will offend you. I'm not saying they may. No, they will offend you. And it may not be intentional. And why will offenses come in a marriage setting? It's because you are close. It is because you are close. There's proximity. If you are not close, if you are staying your separate ways, nobody will offend you. Yes, nobody will offend you, but you are close. Marriage is the kind of relationship where you are inviting somebody to invade your privacy. That's the marriage setting. You are willingly invited somebody to invade your privacy. So definitely, because they are close, they are the ones who will always see your weaknesses. They are the ones who will always see your shortcomings. So they will offend you. They will offend you. Your spouse will be the ones to offend you the most. So please, as a person, practice forgiveness. Practice forgiveness. Be on the side of peace. If you are the man, be on the side of peace. If you are the woman, be on the side of peace for your marriage to work. Don't dwell on past offense. Forget every past offense. Let it go. Offense is a weight. It's a weight that will keep pulling you down. That will keep pulling you down. That will always make you sorrowful. That will always make you bitter. When you remember what your spouse did, the smile on your face will just disappear. I'm telling you, you are the one losing. For the sake of your mental health, I'm telling you what I practice every day. Personally, I love my peace. Personally, I love my peace of mind. I don't want to trade it for anything. Oh no, I don't want to trade my peace of mind for anything. Why? Because when I'm down, when I'm angry, when I'm broken, I cannot feel the presence of God. Personally, I cannot feel God. I cannot worship God. And I love to worship God. I love to worship God. I love to always be in the mood of worship. But when there's a weight within me, I cannot worship God effectively. I cannot even feel God. I'm not happy. So I always practice advanced forgiveness. I'm telling you. I am telling you what I do every day. I practice advanced forgiveness. Make up your mind to value peace, to give peace of mind a priority in your home. At all costs, pursue peace. At all costs, fight for peace in your home. You have nothing to lose. You are not a fool. You only want to be a better person. You only want the sanity of your health, the peace, the sanity of your home, the sanity of your marriage. That's what you are looking out for. And you will get it if you make peace a priority. The next cause of conflict in our marriages, in our homes, is the thoughts of mismarriage. When you think, I married wrongly. There are some persons who would think in their heart that my spouse, oh, no, I shouldn't have married this person. I think I made a mistake. Are you that kind of person? When you were courting, you were holding hands, you were in love, you were kissing each other, you were hugging, you were always together. Now in marriage, with just one conflict, you're like, oh, I think I married the wrong person. Oh, I think I married the wrong person. Is that the stage you are right now in your marriage? Oh, no. You did not marry the wrong person. Yes, you did not marry the wrong person. I want you to know that nobody is perfect. No, only God is perfect. I am telling you. If you have this mindset that only God is perfect, it will help you see marriage from another perspective. It will change your perspective about marriage a great deal, and it will help you. It will help you build an effective marriage. When you know nobody is perfect, your spouse is not perfect. They are not angels. They did not drop from the sky. No, marriage is a school for two imperfect persons working or striving towards perfection. So when you know or when you make room for the imperfection of your spouse, the imperfections of your spouse, you make room. You give them space, make room for adjustment, then you become a happy person. So please never have it at the back of your heart that I married the wrong person. No, you did not. You did not. Focus on the problem and not on your spouse. If you focus on your spouse, then you'll be having conflicts. Focus on the problem. What is it your spouse have done this time around that is making you have conflict? Focus on the problem. Sit down like two adults that you are, two matured adults that you are, and resolve that conflict. Address the problem, not your spouse. Your spouse is not the problem. The problem is the problem. Did you hear that? I'm sure. I'll take it again. Your spouse is not the problem. The problem is the problem. So what is the problem? Sit down and address that problem, not your spouse. If you begin to focus on your spouse, you will always think that you married the wrong person. You will always think that you married the wrong person. And when you have that kind of thoughts inside of you, you will always have conflict in your home. Another cause of conflict in homes is the thought of divorcing. The thought of divorcing. There are some persons who have that kind of mindset that if things doesn't go well in this marriage, I'll just step out. Are you that kind of person? If you have that kind of mindset that if things does not go well or doesn't go my way, I'll just step out. If you are that kind of person, then marriage is not for you. If you have the thoughts of divorce at every slightest argument, at every slightest conflict, you always want to go out. You want to step out. Like it is a conflict, instead of sitting down to resolve that conflict, you want to step out. I will just leave this marriage. I will just leave you. I'll pack my things and leave this home. Or you even attempted packing your things a couple of times. Then your marriage will always have conflict. If you ever have a plan B, then there will be conflict in your home. If you have a plan B, then there will be conflict in your home. If you have a plan B at the back of your mind or in your head, you will not be patient to address issues. You will not be tolerant enough. You will say, no, I can't take this. I can't take this. I can't take this. In marriage, you will learn to take certain things. Oh, yes. You will learn to take certain things. You will learn to be more tolerant. You will learn to be more patient. Otherwise, your marriage will not thrive. Your marriage will not survive. So please, if you're listening to me right now and you have a plan B, cancel that plan B. Tell yourselves, husband and wife, sit down. We will sit down to resolve the issues. Like I said earlier, focus on the issue and not on your spouse. The issue is the issue. So if you think of a plan B, then you will always want to go out. You always want to divorce. Plan B will always lead to the letter D. Plan B will always lead to the letter D, and that's divorce. When you have a plan B, then there's every tendency you want to leave that marriage. With every little offense, you want to leave. With every little offense, you want to leave. You are no longer tolerant. You are no longer patient to work out issues or resolve issues. The next issue or cause of conflict in homes is criticism. Criticism. When you are a person or you are a spouse and you are fond of criticizing your spouse, there will be a problem in your home. If you're a person or you're a husband and you are always fond of criticizing your spouse, there will be problem in your home. There's a difference between correcting your spouse and criticizing your spouse. They are not the same thing. Oh, they are not. When you are correcting or in correcting your spouse, you are focusing on the issue on ground. You are focusing on the issue on ground. But when you are criticizing your spouse, you are focusing on your spouse. For example, when your wife, you as a man, or you as a man, your wife prepares a meal for you, and that meal, or in that meal, there's no salt, or the salt is not adequate in that meal. If you're a loving man and you want to correct your spouse, you will tell your spouse, honey, I think there's the salt in this soup is not enough. I think there's no salt, or there's the salt in the soup is not enough. So for you, you are focusing on the problem, which is inadequate salt in that soup, and the wife will get the message. The wife would not be hot when you use that kind of tone. Honey, I think the salt in this soup is not enough. Or I think this soup will need some more salt. That's cool. It's calm. The message is well received. But when you want to criticize your spouse, you know what you do? You would not, or you know what you say? You want to say, who is this fool that made this rubbish food? You are now focusing on the person and not on the problem. This food is rubbish. This food is poison. This food is poison. You have not even said what is wrong with the food. You have not even said what is wrong with the food. But your emphasis is now the person who made the food. Who is the idiot that made this food without salt? Who is the fool that made the food? Who is the rubbish woman? There's nothing, you can never be right. There's nothing you can do well. You don't have home training. I will send you back to your parents to go and learn how to cook. You will only escalate the problem. You will only escalate the problem. So please, if you're a man, learn to correct your wife in love. Because if you don't know how to correct your spouse, there will be problem. Oh, there will always be spark and friction in that home. For example, or a second example, when your wife is not properly dressed, there's a way to correct that spouse. Probably your wife is not properly dressed. You can tell her in a soft tone, like, honey, I think this cloth is not appropriate for where we're going to. Or I think I don't like the color combination. I think I would have preferred the color black top on this skirt. It's soft, it's cool, the message is well received. But if you want to criticize your spouse, you say, did you look at yourself in the mirror? Did you take a look at the mirror? That's criticism. Did you see how you look like a chimpanzee? Did you see how you look like a gorilla? Did you see how you are dressed? Aren't you dressed like a house help? Abba, that one, you, Oga, you have finished that one. Oga, you have just finished that woman. You have killed that woman. You have finished her. So there's a difference between correcting your spouse and criticizing your spouse. So please, as couples, let us do less of criticism and do more of correcting our spouses in love. The next cause of conflict in marriage is infidelity. Oh, the infidelity is a big bomb. It will always destroy marriage any day, any time. It will always destroy the foundation of every marriage any day, any time. Sexual unfaithfulness can take marriage to another level of conflict. When you are not faithful to your spouse, it will destroy the foundation of your marriage. So please, as a man, be faithful. It will take you nothing. Whatever it is you see out there, bring it in. Carry your spouse along. Be faithful to your spouse. Another is listening to rumors. Listening to rumors. When you're kind of person who will always listen. Oh, I saw your husband here. I saw your wife here. Your wife did this. Please, you have to listen carefully. Pay attention to details before you take action, because there are some persons who don't like your home. I want you to know that. There are some envious friends, envious colleagues out there that are not happy with the peace in your home. Oh, I'm telling you, they are not happy with the peace in your home. Some friends are not happy with you. You are opening your teeth, you are smiling with them, but they are not happy with the peace in your home. So at times they will stop at nothing to destroy your home. Listening to rumors can really destroy your home. So you have to be very careful of the kind of information you hear or you listen to. That is why we have 2 ears as humans, for you to hear the first time, hear again the second time. Hear the second time before you take any action. Otherwise, if you are very quick to take action on every rumor you hear, you may destroy your home. Another is suspicion. It's another cause of conflict in our homes. Suspicion. When you are suspecting your husband as a woman, or you are suspecting your wife as a man, they have not even done anything. For no reason, you are just suspecting. You came in with a mindset that men are cheats. Men will always cheat on their wives. Men are unfaithful. Is that the kind of mindset or perception you came into marriage with? And so at every given point in time, you want to check your husband's phone. You want to listen to the call conversation. You are always restless. You are always suspecting him. If he say he's here, you want to go and send somebody. Please check if he's at ShopRite. He say he's in ShopRite. Check if he's there. You have hypertension for no reason. If you're a woman and you are always suspecting your spouse for no reason, you will just have BP. I'm telling you, you will have BP. So please reduce the suspicion tendency. Suspecting your spouse for no reason, reduce it. It will destroy your home. The next is lack of communication skill. When you don't know how to communicate. When you don't know you don't know what to say, you don't know when to say it, you don't know the tone. The wrong tone can destroy your marriage. When you say things at the wrong time, it can destroy your marriage. Another is money matters. We talked about money and marriage. Money matters can destroy your home, can cause conflict. Can cause conflict when you begin to have issues with who bring the money, who is working for the money, how do we spend the money, who should be a major decision maker when it comes to money matters. If you don't resolve the issue of money very well, it will cause conflict and can destroy your home. Lack of intimacy is also another cause of conflict. When there is no sex in your marriage, when there is no romance in your marriage, when you're a kind of person who denies your partner, you deny your partner of sex, it can cause conflict. It can cause serious friction in your home. If you're that kind of person, please stop it. Oh yes, stop it. It will destroy your home. If there's an issue, treat that issue. Handle that issue. Sit down and handle that issue. Not to begin to deny your spouse because you are angry for months. You are denying your spouse of sex for months. And before you know what's happening, there's friction. There's friction. It will only end up destroying your home. Another could be delay in conception can also cause serious conflict in many homes where there's a delay in conception. There's this delay and one partner begins to get impatient. It can cause serious conflict. So please, if you're experiencing delay, I want you to trust God. I want you to hold on to God as couples. Hold on to God. The Bible says in Matthew 18:19, it says, if 2 of you shall agree, 2 of you, not one person. Unfortunately, you see many partners, they will just leave the other partner to face or deal with the issue of delay alone. And it could really be draining. It could be emotionally draining. It could really be a weight. When you as a man, you just abandon your wife as if she's the one or the only one who has the problem. It could be challenging. So please hold hands together, fight together, pray together, look out for solutions like visiting hospitals and know exactly what the issue is. Seek medical interventions together. There are some men who will refuse to go to the hospital. They will refuse and they will just act like the woman has the problem. So please journey together in the problem of delay. Journey together whenever there's a delay, and you will definitely overcome together and share your testimony together. It's so important. The final one for today is wrong foundations and always will always result to conflict in your marriage. Wrong foundation. How did you begin your marriage? How did you begin your marriage? That's the question I'm asking you today. If you're single, please, we have done or we've treated wrong foundations in marriage. Go to our page, Pastor Maryann Godfrey or Prophet Godfrey Ministries, and look out for wrong foundations in marriage. It's so important. There are a whole lot of wrong foundations that could cause conflict in your home. There's a foundation of lies. There's a foundation of lies. There are some persons who want to enter marriage. If you're single, you want to enter marriage on the foundation of lies, it will destroy your home tomorrow. Oh, I'm telling you, because there's nothing hidden under the sun that will not eventually be revealed. There is nothing you want to hide today that will not surface tomorrow. You are a lady, a single lady, and you have a child. Outside wedlock, you have a child, and there's a man approaching you for marriage, and you want to conceal that information from him. You want to conceal that information. I don't know how long you can hide a child. Of course, you cannot. You cannot forever hide a child from your spouse. He will find out tomorrow. And if they do, it will destroy your marriage. Foundation of lies. Don't hide anything. Be open. If they want you, they will go on. If they don't want you, it will end from the beginning, and it is safer for you. I'm telling you, it is safer for you. If they don't want you, it will end from the beginning. And it is in your best interest for you than for you to go on or move on that lie or on the foundation of lies and begin to have headaches tomorrow. Begin to have tensions tomorrow. So please, Genesis 2:18 or 18 or thereabouts said they were both naked, the man and the wife, and they were not ashamed. They were naked. There was nothing to hide. One of the wrong foundation is the foundation of lies. Another is foundation of wrong expectations or unrealistic expectations. When you are expecting too much. You are expecting too much. Or when you are expecting a man to meet all your needs, that's the expectation you are coming in with. You are expecting the man to fulfill all your needs. And when you go into marriage with that kind of expectations and you are not getting what you planned or what you had in mind, there would definitely be a problem. The best kind of foundation or the right foundation to anchor your marriage is the foundation of God. That's the right, sure foundation. That's the surest kind of foundation to anchor your marriage on God. So I don't know the kind of conflict you are having as we speak right now. You have to be able to sit down as two matured adults. Sit down and resolve the differences. And like I said earlier, focus on the problem, not on your spouse. What are the issues? What are those issues causing conflict? Is it a money matter? Is it an infidelity matter? Is it a suspicion issue? What are those issues? Sit down like two adults and focus on the issues and not on your spouse. Because if you focus on your spouse, there will be a problem. And in conclusion for today, learn to anchor your marriage on God. I will always emphasize on the need to anchor your marriage on God. That's the surest kind of foundation that cannot be shaken. With God in your team, you are headed for success any day, anytime. So next week, I'll come your way again with the balance of today's teaching, and that is the wrong things people do when there's a conflict. I'll also teach or talk on how to handle or how to resolve conflicts. I will also talk about how to end conflict in marriage, how to put conflict to an end in marriage. So join us next week for the balance of today's teaching, and I know your marriage can never remain the same. So in conclusion, focus on the problem and not on your spouse. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us in today's edition. See you again next week, 10 a.m. God bless you. Bye for now.